Was it explosive or all just shrapnel? Greetings, Beardos. Dio with you once again. This is Walker Talk, and here we talk about the cool stuff. Now, what I want to talk about today is a company that is pretty new to me. I had seen their ads on Instagram and Facebook, and I had seen some of their ambassadors talking about them. I am going to be speaking about the Bearded Grenade. Now, I had bought a couple of sample packs from the Bearded Grenade, and before I get into anything, let me just say, I have tried each and every one of these, okay? But I am only going to talk about 2 cents because, quite honestly, that's all I feel I really need to speak about. I'm going to show you everything I got, though. Fresh Squeeze, the Choppa, Firepower, Stem to Stern, Bigfoot, Plague Mask, and the two that I'm going to talk about today, Bomber and Killer Cherry. Now, we're going to start with Killer Cherry because this is actually my favorite out of the whole lot. This is sweet cherry and smoky tobacco, and that's exactly what you get. It is very cherry forward. The tobacco is there. Yeah, I would have liked a little more tobacco, but it is well blended, and this was pleasant. Now, Bomber. Bomber is a blend of wood, exotic oud, worn leather, aged tobacco, coffee, spice, aftershave, and vintage cologne. I'm going to be honest with you. I've always said I will always be honest. This was not my jam. Bomber is a little too ever present with the coffee, and I think it blends with the aftershave and the vintage cologne in a way that just is a little funky and unpleasant to my nose. Not my favorite. Now, let me tell you about the Carrier blend because it is quite interesting. It is metafoam seed oil, argan oil, jojoba oil, watermelon seed oil, castor oil, passion fruit seed oil, vitamin E, essential oils, and fragrance oils. Now, when I first put this in my beard, felt pretty good. The dry down was pleasant, and it seemed to absorb pretty quickly, and it wasn't greasy. But I did find myself halfway through the day having to reapply because about 4 or 5 hours in, my beard felt a little bit like dried straw. I don't know if that had something to do with the watermelon seed oil, the passion fruit seed oil, or whatever, but it felt really, really dry. Let me tell you what they got on their site. 2-ounce oil for $26. A 2-oil sample pack for $11. A 6-oil sample pack for $20. And a 16-oil sample pack for $55. Let me just say this. Just because these were not for me does not mean that they're not for you. My biggest issue with these was the strength is not really ever present. They're about 5.5 on the strength scale, and they really didn't last me as long as I would like. And it did dry out my beard a little bit throughout the day, but that could have been something with the Carrier blend and my skin. I will never tell anybody not to try something unless there is something in the ingredients list that I think is dangerous, and there's nothing in this ingredients list like that. Everything sounds fantastic in the Carrier blend. These just weren't for me. Okay? I will leave a link in the description below so you can go check them out for yourself. The Bearded Grenade. Check them out if you are so inclined. Remember, kids, your beard is not just a beard, it's a friend, so treat it well and keep it furry.